You know, I've been thinking one thing that always disturbs me when it comes to this discussion between people who are Bitcoin or crypto maximalist and people who believe that it's essentially worthless is that both viewpoints are essentially about ego. And me myself, I'm somewhere in the middle. Of course, the bulk of my portfolio is in traditional investments and ETFs and the S&P, but I do have a very, very sizable chunk of crypto, and I'm trying to find the middle ground. Because if you believe that crypto is essentially worthless, shouldn't you at least have a little bit of doubt in yourself that you might be wrong and that there is a slight possibility that it might be actually pretty useful and might be the next evolution of the internet, and that you should maybe at least to some extent participate in that, even if it's 1 or 2% of your portfolio? Because if even if I believed that it was worthless, I would still factor in the chance that I was wrong. And doing that leads me to the conclusion that I would still like some exposure to that asset, because in the off chance that I'm wrong, it's going to generate insane returns, which are going to contribute very positively to my portfolio. And if I'm right and it is worthless, well, really risking 1 or 2% of my portfolio won't do too much harm. And then there is the other side of the argument, which is the Bitcoin maximalists, which are saying that essentially if you're not putting all of your money and savings, 80, 90, 100% of your portfolio in Bitcoin, that you are an idiot and you have not done enough research and you deserve the price you will get. Okay, dude, but have you also considered the chance that yes, everything that you read is very positive, very bullish, very nice. The technology itself is amazing, I agree. But what if there is some off chance, no matter how tiny and insignificant, that something were to happen to Bitcoin? Even if you are 1,000% convicted, you are not perfect. You can be wrong. Every single person, even if that's, especially if that's a whole group of people, can be wrong. In the off chance that you are wrong, and I'm, for example, if I take myself and not that I do this, but if I happen to have my portfolio in 80, 90, 100% Bitcoin, which is not something I would do, because if there is even a 0.001% chance that I am wrong, that could mean that I'm going to live in the street were that negative scenario to realize itself into the real world. And I'm not somebody who is into losing everything they have. That's why I will never put that much money into a single asset, no matter if it's Bitcoin, no matter if it's a stock, no matter what the next promising big thing is. Because even if there is an insignificant chance that I'm wrong, I don't want to take it if it means that I will lose 100% of what I have. There must always be a hedge, a plan B, something to do if what I think will happen does not happen. So you can see my problem with both camps. Number one, the people who think it's worthless and it's pointless and it's stupid and it's a waste of money. They're missing out on what could be an insane Internet 2.0 opportunity. And I personally don't think it's a huge risk for them to invest 1 or 2% of their portfolio in the off chance that they are wrong, and it's going to give them good returns. And the other camp, which is all in on Bitcoin, that essentially has no plan B. Because if something were to happen to Bitcoin, no matter how tiny that chance is, no matter how impossible it may seem, no matter how convicted you are, if something were to happen that nobody ever could have predicted, which, let's face it, does happen to markets and all kinds of assets, you are going to be homeless. That is not a scenario that I would like to put myself personally in. If you're feeling comfortable with that risk, do go right on ahead, even though I would not recommend it to anyone. So what my strategy and what my personal approach is to take the middle path. I am comfortable with 20, 30, 40, even 50% of Bitcoin in my portfolio because I do believe in the technology and I do think it's going to do interesting things. But in the off chance that I'm wrong, at worst, I'm going to lose 50% of my net worth. It's not going to be great. It's going to be incredibly painful. I'm going to be pissed off, but I'm going to survive. And that's really the approach that I think every sensible and rational person should take, because otherwise you are underexposing or overexposing yourself to an asset which is in theory great but very risky. So you should find your ideal allocation to this asset that does not cause you stress, that you're comfortable with, and that protects you in case something bad were to happen. And I'm not saying that my Bitcoin exposure won't increase. Maybe it will. But anyway, that's really what I wanted to discuss in this video, or just really lay out my thoughts, really. Like I said, I'm very positive on crypto, but I'm also trying to be a realist. And I enjoy investing in the space, but I also enjoy having my money and not being homeless, right? So you have to balance these things. That's why I'm a huge advocate of balance, finding your own balance when it comes to investing. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm sure some of you will probably think I'm a complete and utter buffoon. Let's hear it. How much of an idiot am I? Let's go.